What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kyle Pancis. If it's your first time tuning in, please be sure to smash the subscribe button. If not, thanks for your continued support. As always, here today we are doing another video on another Saab. This is my 2002 Saab 9.3 convertible, and if you guys haven't been following the channel the last couple of years, we rebuilt this channel, or we built this channel after we rebuilt this car, but we rebuilt this car about 5-6 years ago now, 6 years, and it's been a pleasure to own over the last couple of years. We've always had some sort of maintenance every year on this car, but it's never really terrible. I always budget for about $1,200 in maintenance and repair, right? Just the combination of the two, and you know, it stands true. We typically average that, maybe a little bit less, but we did not really do any maintenance to this car in all of 2020, except for maybe an oil change. Obviously, we've driven 6,000 to 8,000 miles since the beginning of, no, I should take that back. Yeah, probably 10,000 miles since the beginning of 2020. We have 176,000 on her now. We drove her quite a bit last summer. In the summer, we road trip with the top down, and you know, it's a pleasure to have. We took it out the other night for dinner. It's just with top down, it's beautiful. So anyways, it's a good car. It's a daily driver for Melanie, if you haven't been following. And overall, like I said, we haven't done anything really to this car since 2019. We've done a little bit of exhaust work beginning of this year, actually. In the spring, about a month ago, we fixed a leaky exhaust. Again, standing true since 2019. We haven't done anything to it except for an oil change. And yesterday, Melanie drove with the top down, and of course, in good fashion, it was like 95 degrees. And typically, in my experience, every time these aging hydraulic lines want to pop, it's always in extreme heat. So yesterday, of course, she put the top up, and we went to go put the top back down, and sure enough, got the good smell of hydraulic fluid inside the car here. And of course, we lost a hose and it started leaking everywhere, and it's all good. I always kind of piecemeal these things. I don't know why. I should just replace all of the lines since they're all old, but anyways, I just kind of replace them as they break. It's not too big of a deal. I've done tons of videos, or a few videos, on how to actually do this in depth, so I may not show the in-depth, but we're gonna go into this car today, right now, and I'm gonna figure out which hose popped, and we're gonna go order a new one and get this thing back on the road, because it's the beginning of summer, and of course that's the height of convertible use, and we want this car running good. So it's on the passenger side this time. We've lost 2 hydraulic lines so far on this car. Both happen to be on the passenger, or excuse me, the driver's side. 2 different ones, obviously, and this time we're hitting it on the passenger side. So stay tuned. I'll give you guys an update. We're gonna just tear into this rear quarter panel inside the car here. It should be pretty quick and simple, I hope, and we'll give you guys an update. So guys, the question always is, when you own these old Saabs, how reliable are they? And it's a solid question. It's a really, really good question. Really good question. So yeah, once you manually release this tonneau cover, it will go up, I believe. It should. Oh wow, check this out. This is something new, boys. All of the fluid came into here instead of where it always goes, which tells me that the hydraulic line popped on the top here. Yep, There it is. I don't even need to take the interior apart. It popped right there. This top hydraulic line, you guys can see it right there. So I'm gonna clean up this mess, and then we can talk about how reliable these old Saabs are. I mean, this thing's old, right? It's an antique almost. Pretty reliable, believe it or not. So that was pretty easy, guys. Just opened up the bag, saw the leak, fixed it. Not fixed it, but know the part number now. I'm gonna go order it. It's a $100 part, and then about 2 hours of labor, which I'll kind of bring to you at another point when we get the part in. But just essentially, you got to take apart the trunk and the quarter panel inside on the passenger side in this case, and just kind of ruffle that piece in there, and she's good to go. Actually, I don't even think we need to take apart the interior because it's on the top cylinder, which I can reach to if I just move the bag. So how reliable are these cars? Well, besides for a little exhaust leak that we fixed, which is any car, we haven't done anything, like I said earlier in this video, since 2019, and we've driven a good 10,000 miles on the car since then. I mean, obviously some minor hiccups here and there, such as oil changes, or maybe a couple weeks ago I did the valve cover gasket, but that's just like normal aging stuff. Overall, the car's been sitting quite a bit over 2020, but again, we still drove at least 10,000 miles, and we haven't done any major repairs. And this is not really a major repair if you guys know how to get your hands dirty. And if you guys own one of these cars, that means you're into them. And if you're into them, that means you know how to fix them, because they always do kind of break here and there. But it's not like a big break. It's not like you're gonna leave you stranded break. It's like, oh, this is broken, let me fix it at my convenience. Kind of like this. Maybe I'm a little biased because I always have Saab projects and I enjoy them, but overall, my 2004 Saab 9.5 Aero over here, if you haven't been following the build on there, we've driven 10,000 miles on it since November. And guess how many times it's had an issue? Zero issues, minus a couple little things here and there. I mean, just like silly things, but nothing that's crazy. I mean, the car's been on the road for 10,000 miles straight, knock on wood, and it hasn't had any issues. So how reliable are these things? You guys can decide. I think they're pretty reliable, and if you follow some of my videos, I've done a 2020 buyer's guide, a 2021 buyer's guide. I've done 10 things that can go wrong on these cars between all of the mileage points, and if you're shopping and you find a deal, you can just reference my video and reference the miles and know kind of what you need to do. And how reliable are they for 20-something years old? This car is actually going to be 20 years old this next year, so 2002. How reliable? I think they're pretty reliable, but you guys can decide. This thing will be on the road for a long time to come here. We're gonna fix some minor little things here and there, and just keep her going. So stay tuned. I'm gonna get that part ordered in and give you guys an update as it goes. Thanks for watching.